which shows films on freedom, liberty, and democracy in Ottawa, and just returned from the Prime Minister's trip to Israel.
Thank you very much. I actually wasn't on the Prime Minister's trip, but I was in Israel in December, and I went to Yad Vashem. And as you go through the museum at Yad Vashem, and you see the laws and the expulsions and the killings and the death squads and the death camps and the countries that wouldn't accept Jews, the one word that really came to mind for me was relentless. It was a relentless campaign that culminated in its horrible, horrible end. And as you exit the museum and you come across the words "never again," as I begin to think about it, and some people have talked about this, I think we have the wrong phrase. It is not never again. It should be perhaps again, maybe again. I mean, we stood by while 3 million Bengalis were killed in East Pakistan. Rwanda happened with the UN right next door. Darfur is still ongoing. 8,000 Muslims were killed in Srebrenica while the UN was right there. Cambodia had a horrible slaughter. Look what's going on in Syria. 130,000 people dead. 2 million refugees, 4 million displaced people. While I was in Israel, what really struck me was people there were discussing the Iranian talks, the 5+1 talks on Iran and their quest for a nuclear weapon. And I couldn't believe, you go to Facebook while I was in Israel and people in Canada are talking about Rob Ford. And I wanted to know, why aren't people in Israel talking about Rob Ford? Had they not heard of him? Why are they so parochial in Israel? A friend of mine sent me an article last week of the top 10 articles in the Globe and Mail for 2013. The most commented, the most read articles. Number 3 in the Globe and Mail last year was green coffee beans. Is it good for weight loss? And as you read these lists of all the top 10 stories of every Canadian newspaper, the CBC, all of our media, those are the stories that people respond to. Weight loss stories, stories about cougars swimming 2 miles to get somewhere, dog stories. It's unbelievable. And I think it's time. It's time for us to, we have a regime in Iran that is threatening genocide. It's time for us to awaken from our slumber. That's the message for today.